Mood Talk, Mood TV. What's the mood, man?
You already know.
Got your boy S1A1. Got my boy Dre. Got Cyrus F. And today, man, we got a special topic. It's a broad topic, but it's technology. Technology is basically used in all our lives. We recording this with technology. We listening through technology. Like everything today is about technology. And basically, we're just gonna elaborate on our meaning or our view of technology. So, any of y'all want to start?
You got it.
Alright, so Mood Talk, Mood TV, you already know. Sponsored by Mood, sponsored by Free, sponsored by SA1, you already know. So technology on my scale, I weigh it good and bad. So just like everything else that you use, if you use too much of it, it could be bad. You know, if you use too less of it, you might fall behind with time and everything, because that's how everything's going right now. You know, just with time, you could tell. I was just talking earlier, and I was saying how it seems like every 10 years there's a new technology, but nowadays it seems like every year there's a new technology coming out that's like, and when I say new, I mean new, like light years ahead, that technically shouldn't be here by the standards that we're living on. You get me? So I say that because within the last 100 years, just mankind and society, we've taken such a far leap with technology, and can our brains really keep up with that? Like, can where we're at really keep up with that? Because I say that to say that what, so in 100 years, you're telling me we created airplanes and went to the moon, and then came back and just drastically, you know, just enhanced our technology. And I feel like just it's good and bad, like, you know. So at the end of the day, it really depends on how much you use it and how you use it to your advantage. So
Hey man, I'm gonna say there is nothing new under the sun, and this man, he's being facetious and he's bringing you in slowly. But if I could just for a second, this book right here, y'all should go get this book. It's called The One World Tartarians, and in this book they detail, it says the greatest civilization to be erased from history. In this book they detail all types of technology that is hidden from the public eye. And they're talking about wireless energy. We all know about Nikola Tesla, how he was capturing free energy from the atmosphere and sending it from Niagara Falls in Canada all the way to Argentina down in South America. So me and Sam, we were watching one time something on TikTok, and it was basically talking about this, it's called like the Heelenberg or the Zeppelin. It's like a blimp, and they used to have these major blimps that would fly throughout all the cities, and they would park or station on top of the skyscrapers. And at the peak of the skyscrapers, there'd be like this pinpoint, and they would station there, and they would charge on top of the skyscraper. So if there's nothing new under the sun, and we're talking about technology, yes, technology has advanced in the past 100 years, but to what degree? And really you're saying that it's advanced only in the sense that we're showing you what we're allowing us to show you. I'm not gonna say too much. I'm gonna let Sam hop back in, but technology has come far, and it's not. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with what Andre was saying. Like, as far as and I feel like it's different in certain scenarios. Like, when it comes to and I believe in spirituality technology and then the physical technology. Okay. When it comes to spirituality, I feel like we are behind. And when it comes to certain things as far as aerospace or flying objects, I feel like we're behind too. And then on to what Dre was saying about basically we don't know, or we basically are around this technology that basically is good and bad. Like, I agree, and then I disagree, because it depends on how you look at it. Like, there's some people who may look at it as a way of advancing life, because there's people who are going hard on this technology shit, like trying to advance it to where they feel like we could either put our consciousness somewhere, or we could go to another planet or go into the next dimension. So if they looking at it as that, then it might be good for them. They may look at it as like a blessing, as where we are. But then if there's somebody who's saying, nah, we need to stay on this realm and just build our physical technology, like build what we've been building all these years, then it's looked at in a different way. But I'm on the fence. Like, I feel like, and I always use this word, it's inevitable. Like, where we're heading with technology, and Dre said it too, like, he was like, it's not advancing 1 year at a time, it's almost like we're doubling it. And I heard like a couple years back, they said the way that technology is advancing, we don't advance by the year, we advance by 10 times every year. So I mean, we advance times 10 every 10 years. So when every 10 years go by, like what they call a decade, we times 10 and where we're supposed to be. It don't go gradually. So let's say when we're in 2021, when we get to 2060, we'll be times 40 from where we're at now. Like, it just keeps ramping up like every decade.
And just to piggyback and say something off of that, that's what I was trying to compare it to, as well as your body. Because how fast does your body, mind, soul, all of that? How fast does that, advance? And at the same time, when you look at the technology, so if the technology gets more advanced than you yourself, then what happens? Does who rules then? Like who is the alpha in the universe? You get me?
Yeah.
So,
I feel like it'll be a time where we will be side and side with technology. Like, there won't be hey, I'm over you type. We'll respect them in a room like we respect the next man who walk in the room. Watch.
yeah.
I say, all right, so there's science and there's like spirituality. And I was in a little chat room or whatever, just for lack of words, and they're basically saying that science doesn't try to disprove that a creator exists. Science actually assists in proving that a creator exists. So like when you look at science or technology, it actually goes hand in hand with spirituality, with learning about like us as humans and our purpose and like our soul and all that, because there's so many ways you can use science to show like phenomenon that is unseen and give it like a lens where you're like, oh, that is what that is. Like, so they go hand in hand. And I think about like the little kids, or the children, I'm sorry, who come out and they're like using the iPads and they're using like the iPhones, and they can use it better than like adults. And it makes me think like for you to know how to do that, it's almost as if you knew how to use that before. Like I believe in like past lives. That's just me personally. So I believe like either in past life, or maybe they're like advanced souls where when they come back onto this plane, they're just able to use them because they're familiar with them. Like somewhere out there, they're using like iPhones, or they're using touch screens.
So would you believe that only people being reincarnated into this time would have to come from a past, or come from a timeline down in the future?
Well, I say one thing.
To answer your question, because there's nothing new under the sun, the people who are reincarnating, that's just what it is. They're just reincarnating. They're just coming back into the flesh. And my uncle would tell me the babies that are born are actually old souls. They're actually older than you in the sense that they just left the spiritual world. So,
well, it wouldn't be the babies, it would be everybody.
But that's the thing. For us, we're coming back in like 93, right? So we have up until 93 and before that to absorb what happened in the spiritual world. But they're coming back in 2017, 18, 19, 20. So they've been absorbing a lot more.
Okay.
And now they're coming back with a different level of like intuition.
And just to add on that, like, didn't you also, we were talking the other day, we were saying that mathematics is the universal language.
Right.
So with the whole technology and everything, I mean, it's simply when everything dealing with technology is simple math, just simple math, going right back to zeros and ones and all that.
That's what we were saying. Like, so back in the day, like my sister, for instance, she had a MySpace, and she had aim and all that, and she would make pages. I'd be like, how do you know how to code that? How do you know how to? She's just like, I just know.
But we all had it in a sense. We were all doing it, and that goes back to what we were just talking about as well. How why don't they teach us how to use technology even better than we know how to use? We know how to use technology in a sense as slaves, in a way as this, not even slaves, in entertainment.
Consumers.
As consumers. Yeah. Yes, you're a consumer. You get me? So why isn't it that were we just saying, why isn't it that there isn't a class in school that teaches you more on technology? Like I remember when we were in middle school, they had the little keyboarding class. They had the little, why didn't it advance and go farther and go to, hey, bro, this is how you take apart.
I feel like any type of thing that would advance us out of the system, bro, they don't. Bro, you know how many kids would have created websites coming
That's
out?
what I said. That's what I said. They wouldn't just be able to
like
billions,
dollar games and sites and type.
But
they don't want that, bro. They want you to go to school, go to college, go get a job. They don't want you to be your own boss and create things.
They wouldn't be able to control the supply.
So could we say in a sense then that technology is not only moving forward at a rampant pace, but it's also being controlled by certain
100%.
Okay.
And there's another thing that I heard, that anything that is released to the public or that we see is already 10 years old.
Yeah, bro.
So the iPhone 13 that's out, they have an iPhone 20 probably.
Okay, so they got this one clip of Will Smith, and he's saying on there, he's like, yo, they asked him, how did you make iRobot? How did y'all make these futuristic movies, these Eagle Eyes, all these movies? Will Smith was like, yo, we go to the top-notch companies and see what they have that's ready to set up 10 years in advance, 15 years in advance, and see how it works and everything, and just basically make stuff built off of that and see. So
they work off our ignorance.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But that's what keeps you ignorant as well. The entertainment on just certain technologies. Like it's just a lot of different ways we can hit this technology.
Yeah, I also wanted to talk about the advancement of like I said in the beginning, the aerospace. Like, bro, I saw the other day on TikTok there was in Dubai, they have hover bikes now. Like I'll probably put up a picture of it. But
wait, what are you talking? You're saying the new? What are you saying?
They have a video of cops in Dubai. They're riding hover bikes, like they're literally hovering off the ground, and they're flying probably at like 40 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour, and they drive those around town because it beats traffic and shit. That's wrong. If we get to that point, let's say we're in 2021, by the time my daughter's 18, bro, she will definitely be able to drive a hover bike or a fucking flying car like 20 years from now.
All right, so let me add one more thing on that. Elon Musk, he's a philanthropist, whatever. Good. He said that by 2023 they'll have brain implants that maybe will cure paralysis. So let me ask y'all a different question.
That's Neuralink.
That's Neuralink. So let me ask y'all a question now, so we can jump into that real quick while we got a little bit of time. That's sponsored by Mood. So Neuralink, right? So they said that they can cure paralysis by putting this chip inside of your head or whatever, and it can. So we don't know what it can do yet, but what I think it can do is there's some brain waves that are blocked. Obviously because you tell your brain to move your hand, so something is blocked that won't let your brainwave get through there to move your hand. So what he's essentially saying is that, we can put this in your head and remove that block. So let me ask you this. You just said about spiritual technology. No, you said about spiritual technology, spiritual science. Okay, so boom. So we're fusing technology with our spiritual, with our mind and everything like that. But is there another technology that maybe I can do that? Maybe some kind of, maybe I can actually cure my own paralysis? Maybe not, but at the same time. So the question is, what do you guys think about the actual Neuralink? Do you think that it will work? And also, do you think that there is a different route, because they are basically solidifying that your brain is the one that has all the power, basically, right? Because you tell your arm to move. I'm telling my arm to move, all this stuff. So is there another route to cure things like that? Is there other routes, And what do you think about the Neuralink first? Who wants to go first?
I'll start. I don't like it. I don't like any type of chip going in our head or on our brain. Even though it may heal paralysis, I feel like it'll probably hurt a lot of other stuff in your body or your brain. So Until it's actually to a point where we know for a fact it can't harm somebody or we got it to its best point, I wouldn't trust it. But to answer your other question, I feel like back then, like let's say Egyptian times or just a time where civilization was really advanced, they did use spirituality and technology. So like, to answer your question, yes, there is other things that we could do to heal our bodies, but we probably aren't there mentally, like consciously, as a group, and as just our world and what's around us and all the Wi-Fi and all the extra shit that just be around. I feel like
back to frequency.
Yeah. So if we were in a state where they were and trying to heal the earth and trying to advance as a whole civilization, and you conscious and you meditate and you doing all this stuff, then yeah, your body probably has some crazy ass powers like that you could do. But I feel like now it's a little harder with everything going on and how people think.
Yeah, and just to get back to the first thing you said, it was how I interpreted that was, yes, you give me this cure, but what do you take from me? Okay, what do you think?
I agree a lot with what Sam said. I'm not cool with anything being inserted into my body. The Neuralink, I feel like okay, so there's the biosphere and then there's the technosphere, and we're like biocomputers. We have like divine technology from the Most High, but they're trying to copy and simulate the biotechnology and then make their own like AI technology. But the difference is our biotechnology has an unlimited battery because it comes from an unlimited source. So they need actual like true life sources to be in their technosphere to make it run. Without it, then there's no reason. We give everything reason. And your awareness is what actually put things into motion. So without our like live awareness, the technosphere wouldn't even matter. Like, and with the Neuralink, I feel like that's like a companion to the metaverse. So I feel like, yeah, it might help some people, but you have to worry about who's controlling the Neuralink and what's their agenda and what's their intentions. And we already know, like, you really can't trust the government. You really can't trust all these companies because they're not really in it to help you per se. They're in it for the money. Because one of my like elders, he told me back in the day, the doctors didn't get paid unless everyone was healthy. But now the doctors get paid because everyone is sick. But if you get paid off people being sick, then you're not going to try to make them healthy. You're going to keep making them sick because that's where your money comes from, as opposed to you don't get paid until everyone's healthy. So, and what was the second question?
How does it? Shit, I forgot.
but yeah, man, I don't trust that. I feel like
oh man,
I feel like it's
that's my bad, bro.
It's cool. I just that's how that goes. Like, I don't trust the Neuralink. I feel like you shouldn't be. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. I don't trust the Neuralink. That's my end all be all. But
the second question was there other ways besides the Neuralink?
Yeah. And Sam already hit on it. He said, first and foremost, our technology was more advanced and it was like spiritually connected, right? So it's spirit science. But we had to be way more in tune with what's going on, and we had to be able to actually use it, because if we're not meditating, we're not on that like higher level or advanced thinking, then it wouldn't be useful. It wouldn't be able to be utilized. It might actually hurt us, because first of all, your perception is very important. If you're afraid of something, you already put yourself in like a stagnant area of thought where like things can't penetrate, like the water can't flow through. So if I'm trying to give you this surge of healing energy and you're scared, then you're gonna block it off, so it has no effect. I don't want to lose my train of thought. About the Neuralink and about just like us using it as a society, I feel like darn it, I'm losing my train of thought. Someone else hop on. I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
I think that's
what it is.
Yeah, that's just it for today.
For sure.
Yeah. So all in all, man, this was just
Technology.
a technology video. We got mixed feelings about technology. I got mixed feelings about technology, I know, and Y'all got any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Not on this subject, but definitely tech.
Y'all need
We'll talk more TV.
Man, Moon Talk Moon TV. I'm gonna take notes as I talk now. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and comment.
Mood Talk, Mood TV.